Why couldn't the show have been this awesome throughout? It's like just when the show is getting really good, it's like we're getting towards the end. This is Reunion. Again, a lot of great stuff happened this episode. Korra went back to Republic City. She was reunited with Tenzin, Mako, and Asami. Also, Bumi showed up for a bit, although he really hasn't been in this season much. Same for Kai. Oh well. Hopefully they'll get something to do later on. And then Prince Wu's, there's an attempt on him being kidnapped, but Team Avatar breaks it up, and then they hide him in Asami's house. Then, on the other end, we have Bolin and Varric trying to make their way to Republic City to warn everyone about Kuvira's spirit weapon that she's developing. But they get captured by a bunch of escaped prisoners. Kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones, like in Storm of Swords, when you have those two characters wandering around the woods, and then they get captured by a group of people. Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. Anyway, so after get captured, they work something out with the prisoners. They convince them they aren't with them, and they help them get through the border, the perimeter wall, or whatever it's called, and they escape. Meanwhile, turns out Kuvira is harvesting the spirit vines from the swamp. At first I thought it was the spirit world, and it's like, oh, in that case, yeah, you're really throwing the world out of balance. But yeah, she's throwing the swamp out of balance. So yeah, really great episode. A lot of stuff happened this episode. And yeah, just really solid season. I mean, usually with Korra, I'm like, come on, can we get moving? But no, we're like right there. And just wish the show had known it was going to have multiple seasons from the beginning so they could set stuff up and get right to it every season. And so yeah, all these plot lines are engaging. And both of them had some really great action scenes. Like, Bolin fighting the mechs was awesome, and Varric just shutting him down. I thought that was a really cool, great, yeah, Varric moment! And also the chase scene where Team Avatar is chasing Wu for the Republic City, I thought was great. And the use of the spirit vines. Like, I like how Korra is growing as Avatar spiritually. It's like, like, these characters are way stronger when they have multiple seasons. Why'd you have to be so dickish to the show, Nick? So yeah, and I also really like the interactions between Team Avatar and them joking about old times, like how it's like, this is just like old times. No, you're fighting all the time. That's exactly like old times. Cough, cough, seasons 1 and 2. So yeah, really like the interactions between the characters. I like how they were all somewhat useful. Though Korra's really kicking ass. Like, she's really grown as an Avatar. And also like the prisoners, and how it's really just bringing to light what Kuvira has done. Interestingly, one of them was voiced by Steve Bloom, the other was voiced by Nika Futterman, I think that's her name, I forget how to pronounce it, but the woman who voices Ventress on the Clone Wars, and who would be voicing her if the show Clone Wars hadn't been cancelled, we would have gotten a really awesome Ventress arc with Nika, but I digress. Although, did anyone find it weird that Steve Bloom's character looked a lot like Avatar Juan, and he was a firebender? I don't know, but I can't wait to see where that plotline goes. It seems very interesting. And I don't really have that many problems. I mean, the only real problems I have with this episode are that there are certain characters I'm surprised haven't played a bigger role. Like, everyone in Team Avatar is doing a good job being worked in. Although Tenzin and his family aren't really doing anything. I mean, his kids had their moment in the sun, but Tenzin really hasn't done anything, which is weird considering just how big of a role he played in the earlier seasons, whereas this season he isn't as involved. And his siblings have barely appeared. I mean, we just saw Bumi like once. But who knows, maybe they'll come up and play a bigger role later on. I would say Desna and Esna aren't... I would complain about Desna and Esna, but it's very clear they were just written for book 2, and that the writers really don't have anything to do with them in the later seasons. Although, also the writer, there might be a little too many characters, and actually there are a lot of characters, but the writers are doing a good job. Like, although I am really surprised Beifong hasn't showed up yet. I mean, you'd think, with this being an Earth Kingdom matter, or sister being in danger, you'd think at some point where you're going to find Beifong, not find Beifong, but Beifong's going to work her way in, yet Whereas I was rewatching book 1, and she played a huge role in that season. That's like amazing. And then like the other seasons, it's like season 2, she really doesn't do anything. Like she's there, but she's not doing anything. And then there's season 3 where she's in the story doing stuff, but not as useful as in the other season. And then you have Beifong. It's like one season where she's major role, second season there but not doing anything. Third season she's there doing stuff but not as involved. And then this season she's not there. But I'd rather have her not be there than just have her stand around not doing anything. But I really hope at some point they work her in, because she's an interesting character and it's the last season, so I'd like to see her play a big role. And I guess and then I also would love to see Beifong and Toph be reunited. I think that would be an interesting scene. I would complain about Zuko being brought in, but I've yet to see him do anything. I don't know. Again, maybe if the writers had written the show better, not better, but if they had known they had multiple seasons, maybe Zuko and his daughter could have been worked in. But we still have a few more episodes. You never know. Although, where is Sokka's kids? Why haven't we seen any of Sokka or his kids or I'd say the Fire Nation, but that really doesn't serve this story well. Like, although the most annoying thing in this episode was the prince, but they got rid of him, so hopefully we won't have to deal with him again. I did find it funny how Mako's grandma's in love with him. It's like perfect. That's the perfect way to get it. To give him his just. And I would say the ending is cheesy where Team Avatar's hugging and everything, but they make up for it by cutting to Kuvira. Cutting to the boat, which is Bolin and Varric in the boat, which is nice. But more importantly, they cut to Kuvira and her spirit vine work, and we zoom out. At first I thought it was I already said that. So Kuvira, we cut to Kuvira harvesting the vines in the swamp. Like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. It's I'm really curious to see what Kuvira's weapon is. I'm also really curious if Toph is going to show up again. I mean, it's her swamp, so she's going to probably sense it and be pissed. Who's messing around in my swamp? How dare you? And then I want to see Toph and Kuvira fight each other. That would be fucking awesome. But who knows? So yeah, we only have 6 episodes left in the season. That's a pretty good number, and there's a lot happening. So really can't wait for the next episode. So, what did you think of Reunion? Please comment and let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Dislike if you disliked it. And as always, I completely messed up my outro. Anyway, this is JStarC60 signing out. Until next time, take care.